Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and the Blue Jays have reportedly agreed to a 14-year, $500 million contract.
$500 million, 14 years, the third largest contract in the history of baseball, and it may already be backfiring one season in. This season, the player it's paying has been, by the numbers, one of the least valuable in the sport. Not because he forgot how to hit, because a contract this size turns one quiet year into a franchise-sized problem. This isn't a story about a player, it's a story about a number. The player is Vladimir Guerrero Jr., a former MVP caliber bat, a face of the franchise hitter.
The ALCS most valuable player, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Last year, the Blue Jays made him the cornerstone. 14 years, $500 million. No deferrals, a full no-trade clause. His pay this season alone about $40 million. There's nothing wrong with paying a star. The problem is what a number that big does to the math when the bat goes quiet, even for a single season. At the top of the market, there's no room for an off year. The contract removes it.
$500 million over 14 years works out to $35.7 million per year. A no-trade clause in that contract as well, unless, of course, Guerrero agrees to it.
Now here's how a great player becomes on paper a liability. Value in baseball is production measured against pay. When you're cheap, a decent season is a bargain. When you carry one of the biggest deals in the game, a decent season isn't enough. You gotta be elite just to break even. This year, Guerrero's numbers dipped, and Toronto has ranked near the bottom of the majors in production at his position. On a normal salary, that's just a down season. Happens to everyone. But measured against a $500 million commitment, that same down season makes him, by the math, one of the least valuable players in the entire league. Because the number doesn't only sit on him, it sits on the roster for 14 years. Money tied up in one bat that isn't producing is money the team can't spend fixing everything around it. It can't easily trade him. There's a full no-trade clause. And who lines up for that number in a down year? It can't replace him. The money's committed for over a decade. The contract locks the franchise in place. That's the trap a mega deal seals when it goes sideways early. The length that was supposed to secure a star instead handcuffs the team to a single bet for a decade plus with no cheap way out. You wait and hope the bat comes back. Be clear about the villain. Guerrero didn't set his own salary. He took a deal a front office designed and offered, and any player alive signs it. The mistake wasn't his, it was the bet. That a player's peak would justify the biggest number for 14 straight years, with no margin for the normal dips every career has. One quiet season doesn't make him a bad player, it exposes a bold structure. A deal so large and so long that it converts an ordinary slump into a franchise headline. The bat will probably come back. The math lesson won't change. This is the hidden edge of every giant contract. It doesn't just pay for the good years. It dares the bad ones not to come for as long as the deal runs. And when one arrives early, the contract turns a star into a story he never asked to be. Not because he failed, because the number left no room to be human. $500 million over 14 years. The most expensive way to learn that the bigger the contract, the smaller the margin for a single bad season.